Archidiacono. Pull up three. Off the rim. Pulled away by Bryce Johnson.
They're not afraid to drill it, even though nobody's under the rim.
Villanova is switching everything. So many unusual matchups, but it's all about grit and hustle for this Wildcat team.
Jackson able.
Boy, can he get off the floor? Major league. And look at the mismatch inside with Meeks.
Here is Jackson. What a strike.
This kid's tough. Individuals, particularly Jackson, that was pretty.
Final 40 seconds of the first half, and it's Jackson. He's doing.
Move around. It's amazing. Difference in those two characters. Good old pals, as noted on the open.
And we've talked a lot about North Carolina and their perimeter shooting, but right now, 4 field goals all come in the paint. They're attacking that zone as Jackson gets to us. The awareness. Cooney just hit a shot, tried to go to him, but couldn't convert.
Jackson goes under Coleman to
tough career, but rehabbing and ready to go.
Right now, North Carolina still hasn't hit a three-pointer. 0 for 11. They've been able to get into the paint. You got to close down that.
Freddie, that's why they don't hit the threes.
Jackson.
They don't have to tell the ball screen. I think he can bite them with a three, and that sort of sets it up when you can score. Look at the numbers. Nobody back.
And Jackson slams it. As Bryce Johnson clearing. Tough pass here, but Page
came to it, Jim. That's what he did. Close the distance. No 4 corners, but they'll spread it. Where's Phil Ford when you need him?
Yeah, it looks a little bit like it, though, doesn't it? That move right there did.
Nice pass.
Nice patience, huh?
Yeah. And that's Jackson.
Hard work, he became their point guard.
Point guard, improved his ball handling, his shooting. Had a fantastic career out in Syracuse.
A nice save there. Hustle.
They do pass so well, Bill.
They're amazing. So fluid. I think the big concern for Villanova.
Back and then drive it to score. And Johnson turns twice, blocked. And there to put him is holding fast. 19-17 in that pace. Shot clock never reset, by the way. It was at 7. Colson hustled down, couldn't get it to go. And now Jackson for 3. Big ticks. Down to 3. Jackson on the way in. Jackson can't get it to go. It's Johnson with a rebound. And almost to travel. Ends up in the hands of Page. Good pass. Johnson finishes. Johnson inside. Little turnaround. That's a shot. No, but Jackson there for the follow. For the true freshman, Morgan. Back in the game is Marcus Page. This is Jackson who hits a 3. They have been able to answer back with big deficits this year. Ends up in the hands of Jackson, who hits a little right back into it. His mom and sisters, a little dab, a little do-ya. And here's Jackson rising up for 3, and the friendly bounce.
Done. Another 3. Meeks the rebound. Look at left to Jackson. Look at this. Look at the strides to the right. This 3 out from Bleacher Report now.
That's going to be huge going forward. Those 3 fouls on Bento.
And now you get Bryce Johnson down to the block and go right at Bento. Get number 4. Page a screen. Switch on defense. Jackson over Bento.
We need to see more. If you have the 2 most dynamic players on the floor in Bento and Dunn, you got to put them in more situations like that. Nice floater. With no Bento, Chris Dunn's going to have to be a little bit more assertive.
Jackson hits the assist.
Yeah, and that's why Ed Cooley told us we're 2.5 players. We know what we're going to get from our 2 players. And that half usually changes as Jack.
Johnny's got 27. He'll take it. Hicks knocked it away. Pinson 2-on-1. Jackson. 16th seed Eagles in their 16th year of athletics. And the tournament again. Britt. Jackson working for a position. Up and over Simmons.
In the tournament, they're going to need Jackson's contribution at the offensive end and know what he can do defensively.
Ice Johnson with the block. Quick goes inside and put out of the all-ACC team. Corellia. Simmons tall and lost the ball. Pickpocketed by Page.
Counting turnovers and offensive rebounds, that's now 20 extra possessions secured for North Carolina.
Jackson with a DuBose. What a pretty play. Julian DuBose out of Washington, D.C.
And I thought Johnson was going to get that block shot as well.
I think he just wasn't in the proper position. He was trailing the play a little bit. He's got everything else.
Jackson, three. Good!
Wow. And we saw Little Rock come back from 14 with 5 minutes left versus Purdue. Anything is possible in this tournament.
This is the #1 seed. Oh, what a pass! Jackson converts.
Well, Gill's just facing him up and driving him. Oftentimes, you want to try to get Kennedy Meeks in ball screen situations because he has difficulty with his mobility out on the perimeter.
And Isaiah Hicks getting ready to check in. Presumably for Meeks, maybe a better matchup. Look at Johnson's pass to Jackson.
And what a terrific play, defended very well by Virginia.
Page, it's a three. Jackson.
Those are this year for North Carolina. And that was a huge one.
Oh, with a back pass stolen away by Jackson. The lead grows to 7. Page keeps it alive. Colson comes up with a rebound. Page took it away. Colson got it back. Meeks comes up with it. Long outlet pass to Jackson. And August is going to stay.
Well, they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They're down so much. You can't leave your best players on the bench in this situation.
Just Britt the kick to Pinson. Nice look inside to Jackson. Won't stay down. Got it back. Puts it home.
Well, Mike Bray's got
seed coming in. Obviously, they're going to get a nice seed in the NCAA tournament, whether it's maybe a 5 or who knows what it'll be. Jackson inside again.
just makes himself available.
4 3, 16 points, 6 assists tonight for Page. If Page plays at this level, this turns a very good team into a potentially great team.
And then you've got both Page and Joel Berry, because Joel Berry was injured a lot last year. He's a freshman, and he's a different player this year. You're looking at a terrific backcourt. They start shooting it like this.
Well, Berry's got an edge to him. He's got a real grit to him as well that Roy Williams really enjoys. Justin Jackson.
Felt like they got a boost from the way they wanted Duke the other night after they blew the home game against Duke and lost by a point for their only home loss of the year. Justin Jackson down the lane.
Oh, that's off Carolina.
Yes, Pinson was the last to touch it. Justin Jackson for 3. Then they got blitzed by that 10-0 run from Carolina. Britt the steal. Numbers for North Carolina. Justin Jackson banks one home. And Pittsburgh gets stops in the regular season drubbing at the hands of the Tar Heels. North Carolina shot 59%, and they're just about there today.
And then Kennedy Meeks has done a really good job catching and finishing. When you set a screen, he is rolling to the basket and rolling hard.
Meeks up to 8 points and 5 rebounds. He stays in as Johnson goes to the bench. Plumlee will get a brief breather for Duke. Chase Jeter in off the bench for the first time.
And North Carolina needs to go after Jeter.
Jackson for 3. He has been shooting the ball well recently with about a 10-foot bank floater.
Now, this is a smaller lineup right now for North Carolina. They're playing 4 perimeter players and 1 post, that post being Kennedy Meeks. So it's a fair fight out on the perimeter.
Good matchup, Jackson and Ingram.
This is where Carolina's depth can get to you, because their primary big guy is getting a rest.
The finish for Jackson. Joe, thank you. Have fun in the bunker. Joe Lunardi joining us from the bunker.
Thanks, guys.
A steal by Page ahead to Jackson, who slams.
Defensively staying in front and making Grayson Allen shoot over. Allen has had just a spectacular year, leading this team in scoring, assists, steals.
Well, Meeks and Johnson crowding each other with the free throw line. Great bounce pass from Meeks to Jackson.
A player of the year worthy. season. I have somebody different. I think you'll agree. We'll get to that a little bit later. But he's been terrific. And yet we talked to Roy Williams earlier this afternoon and said, I want more from Bryce.
Because he believes he's capable of it. Ball moves quickly to Kennedy. Meeks just in off the bench. And now a three out of the corner for be a 7-point. You mentioned it. 12 three-point attempts for North Carolina. They've made 4. Syracuse done an excellent job preventing the ball from going inside.
And if you're North Carolina, at least with these threes, a lot of them have been uncontested. 4 different guys have made one, and that's Justin.
New York, just outside Syracuse. Janesville DeWitt High School produced Andy Rowdens and Brandon Trish, who also played with distinction for the Orange. Page got Benajay in the air. Jackson, there's that shot that Doris talked about. He disappears. He should be begging for the ball and going to town inside. Not only are they thin inside, but they have foul trouble. Justin Jackson.
Joel Berry's covering the corners and underneath.
They're trying to go over the top. Hall couldn't convert.
The bodies are flying every possession.
Only regular season meeting between these two. Carolina has lost the last 2 times they were here as Jackson knocks down a jumper. But
that was just Parentes coming off a little fade screen opposite. And Virginia does a great job with those fade screens. So difficult to defend.
Jackson gets the bounce. Meeks with the assist.
And fittingly, it was Anthony Gill to make that play.
He's got the last 6 for the Cavs.
The teams have been laying off of him. Really good pass.
And Jackson fouled as well.
Wait, Jackson.
Inside to Johnson. No. Jackson with a follow. He's having a strong game.
North Carolina's having to take.
Boy, Parentes is something else.
So is Gill.
Yeah. They have 3. Not good college players, great college players on this team. As Jackson knocks down to 3.
Defensive rebound. Maverick can't get it to go. Maverick Rowan. Keep an eye on him tonight. They're going to need a big-time game from him. Inside pass to Jackson from Page. 2 in the first half would not be a good thing for NC State. Freeman got that foul. Page in traffic. Jackson cleans it up. And by Cat Barber early, but as mentioned, pace of play and depth of North Carolina, they're getting to show up a bit as they have outscored NC State 11-4, make that 14-4. Jackson is beginning to feel it, and he nails another tray. 32-29, Carolina by 3. And Barber's shots now are coming up short. How much is in that tank? Jackson high floating off that pick. Gives it up to Maverick Rowan.
That was great defense by North Carolina.
They've been playing it for a while now.
Rowan is 0 for 5. They just went out and attacked him.
Look at that! What a shot!
Wolfpack has to dig in on the defensive end, give themselves some opportunities.
Oh, there's Jackson again.
Either pin down or fade. Little floater, doesn't go for Berry. Berry comes up with the offensive rebound. Jackson lines it up. Book it, a 3. Best time to get it. Kenny Williams is being evaluated for a concussion. McClellan goes down for Miami, and that frees up Jackson for the foul. Drop step and finish. He just really is so knowledgeable. Great footwork by the big fella. Good feel from Jacuri clearing space. Jackson, a quick jump. Justin was the largest of the season for Miami. McClellan just cut it to 18. Page loses his footing. Keeps it alive for Hicks. Jump shot. Jackson drains it. Some major noise in March and potentially into April.
Don't sleep on them. And we got the zone that we thought might happen a little bit late in the game.
Jackson a 3. Bottom.
Inside right away, Meeks. Can't do anything with Plumlee. It'll be Page for three. Weak side rebound missed by Jackson. Got it back, scores, and draws the foul. Right away. Barry into Johnson. Follow good for Jackson.
Well, Justin Jackson's been all over the.
Allen takes a bump and gets the roll, and it's tied again. 8 already for Allen. Jackson ahead of the pack. He finds Ingram, and Ingram couldn't finish. Now it's Carolina with numbers. Jackson lays it in. Wide open, and as well as things seem to be going for Carolina, and with the injury suffered by Duke, they still can't completely pull away. Again, the floater from Jackson, and the lead is smothered from behind by Jackson. Page, no. Jackson with a follow.
Shot. Well, that was Artis again from long range. His first three-pointer.
Well, that's why he's such a tough matchup, because he can really shoot the three. Pitt back to the man-to-man.
Britt looks inside. Instead takes it back to the top of the key. Finds the cutter, and that play was well done. Nelson Adoda tried to put it back and couldn't do it. This is for three. Wow. How about
Panthers in the zone.
They work it around the perimeter against the zone. This is Jackson. Bang for three.
Nelson Adoda.
That's his second block of the game. Adoda really has been a factor. Again, another outlet pass. This time it's completed. Justin Jackson got out front. Out to Robinson for three. Pass to, how about that? To Meeks.
Well,
to Jackson.
Meeks intercepted it. That pass was in.
Rebound for Jackson. It's now a final. Syracuse has won that game against Boston College, 75-61. Shot clock down to single digits. Now Carolina will go.
Look at this.
Jackson down the middle. Down Main Street for the finish.
It's like there's nobody out there playing defense.
Things that hurt them against Notre Dame and Louisville. And I know that Roy Williams can't be happy about that, especially with the group of guys that he's bringing off the bench today for this reason alone.
Jackson does get the
from the coach on the sideline.
Milan is coming to the game to join Sammy Barnes-Tompkins.
What you're seeing right now is the zone defense. Boston College going to dare North Carolina to shoot it from outside and points. You're talking about a young man that was 3 for 19 in his last 2 games and only 1 for 12 from three-point range. So Jim Christian has to be happy to see his leading scorer back on track.
Williams also in the game for North Carolina. Nice move inside to Jackson, to Bryce Johnson, and getting him off his feet.
Well, discipline has never really been defensively, especially defensive discipline hasn't been Bryce Johnson's strong suit, and part of the reason why he came off the bench today. But Roy Williams going to go with a different front line. He's not happy what he's seeing from his guys up front to start the second half.
12 points, 10 rebounds for Clifford. There's an answer from.
And very little resistance from the North Carolina defense stepping up and knocking down the three.
Jackson in traffic. Good hands. This guy's been outstanding no matter who they put on him. Right now it's Meeks. Clifford. There's a steal by Barry. He's got Jackson with him. Pass wasn't where he wanted it, but he corralled it and then did that. Nice first victory. Page not there. Jackson gets the loose ball, and a second chance opportunity is drained.
Free throw shooting team. And that's going to be in the bottom half of the ACC because you got a number of very good free throw shooting teams in this league.
Tied at 57. Jackson gets the roll. Well, Jeffers tried to save it but couldn't. Outstanding D when North Carolina needed it. They had it. Very big defensive sequence here for Boston College. They play straight up. Jackson a pull-up. Count it.
They got the ball off that little pin-down screen to Steve Vastori on the left side. He knocked down the only 3 of the game for Notre Dame.
About the prowess at the free throw line, and it'll go. Pass picked off by Joel Berry all the way to the bucket. Took a bump without a call, and it's tipped in by Justin Jackson.
That's problematic.
Point shooter as well. So far this year, hasn't shot it well, but they believe he will.
He's been the difference in terms of energy and aggressiveness and assertiveness.
Justin Jackson, one-hand little push shot that drops. Third place. Page, 1,611 career points, and then the answer at the other end for Quentin Snyder. And both teams evolving. Intercepted. Page defending. Page with great hands. Kept it alive and winds up with it. Jackson with a decision to make. Opts for the shot, and well done.
But just slithery. Yeah.
Falling pretty hard with Johnson in there. Lewis fell down and turned it over. Jackson from Page. It's a 4-point game with 1:55 to go. Jackson and Pinson. Page. No. And the rebound lost by Onuaku. Jackson got it back to Berry, who missed the 3. Bryce Johnson, the offensive rebound. They're not conscientious objectors now for Coach Williams. In fact, they continue to pound inside. And
opportunities for them really is a part of their offense. This follow-away won't drop. And the rebound comes back to North Carolina. On the attack so fast, Justin Jackson to the 3-point line. That's very, very good for anybody, particularly on a BC team that doesn't shoot it well. Berry on the wing, back up top for Jackson. Red with the shot clock down to 12. And a game clock moving very quickly toward the 4-minute mark. Jackson, nice little teardrop for 2. And that's it.
Veteran officiating crew led by Tim Nestor underway, and the Tar Heels control the opening tap.
Virginia Tech starts off and a little man-to-man. They're going to pressure the ball handler. They're not going to deny wings, but they must do the job inside against the Carolina interior.
Tar Heels at 17-2. They've won 10 in a row. Their last loss against Texas back in December. And inside, it's Jackson.
Loaded. The left side of the floor got Page open look.
Inside the block by Meeks. Crowd wanted a whistle. Jackson transition. And off the glass nicely. Hokies 8 of 14 at the line tonight. Jackson attacking off the glass. Nicely done.
And go up with 2 hands for a grown man rebound.
90 seconds left. Hokies need a stop. Berry against Hudson. 10 to shoot. Inside, Jackson wide open.
To go. That was a pretty play.
Yeah, nice drive by Kobe Martin right down the lane. That's what Kent Warner's got to start doing, using that speed he has.
The dish to Jackson. He can make that. Triple overtime, the game of the year to this point.
Barber with a high bounce speed, kind of sloppy. It's loose inside the lane, and Carolina comes away.
I would like to see Barber shut it out, go one-on-one a little bit, try to utilize that speed.
Jackson with three. Boy, that
averages 43 points in the paint per game. That is third among major conference schools. 86 schools in those 7 conferences, and Carolina 18 points per game on the season.
That pass by Coleman, and Coleman has played more minutes in this game than any other that I can remember this year.
Jackson lays it in, and a quick 5-0 starts for Carolina, down with the rebound.
He's such a wide body, he just goes right into Dajuan Coleman, which Bryce Johnson is trying to do now, and he occupies that middle.
A lot of contact between James and Richardson. They play on. Justin Jackson baseline. His patented floater is good.
Absolutely not. Good switch out by Marcus Page there. And a poor pass by Roberson.
Stolen away by Britt. Nice long diagonal pass to Jackson for the lay-in. Time game is played. That seemed like.
Well, you know, I don't think that game is quite as good as the NBA draft wingspan or on dehydration game, which I really appreciate. I wish I could partake. Wingspan was in it.
The Bentley Doritos story, by the way, as Page finds Jackson. What a finish in Carolina.
North Carolina's doing a really good job of attacking these wings and then getting the ball in the middle. They're not just attacking from the top.
Jackson with another floater, and the lead.
Basketball play by Tyler Lydon.
Looked like Page was in the clear. Can they get the stop they so desperately need?
Syracuse trying to trap split by Joel Berry. So they're having to take some risks now. Carolina can take advantage of it.
And Bryce Johnson has another assist.
I'm all on the road.
Yeah. Duke, Virginia, Miami, Louisville. The only time that Syracuse plays them is on the road. Jackson with a slam.
The shot clock with the count that didn't match the actual clock, and it was a quick shot. Man shot in traffic wouldn't go. Berry underneath. Jackson gets one to go. And there are a lot of NBA people here tonight, not just because of those two, but also these talented freshmen on the Florida State side who got off to a rough start. And the Noles have scratched their way back into it. Justin Jackson, yes.
Hamilton, think about it. 2 years in a row, his team led the country in field goal percentage defense.
Jackson underneath.
Here in Miami has played very, very well so far and established themselves as one of the contenders in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Jackson with a little by Georgia Tech. They were down 4, and now they've rallied to take the lead again.
Joel Berry was looking at Roy Williams, and they threw him a pass. He only saw it at the last. He's a great athlete. Little Joel Berry. I say little Joel Berry. He's 6 feet, 200 pounds.
Step back jumper, yes sir. How about right there? Remember, Mitchell in the game has 4 personal fouls.
A rating scrap.
From all reports, he needs to spend considerably more time there. Under 7.5. Page slamming on the brakes. Jackson skipping into the lane to dropping 2. He's bouncing. Off the shoulder of Johnson. So another turnover here. 5 of them for the Tigers. Jackson beating
injury that he had. He was playing and he was basically practicing with his old AAU team and wound up with a compound fracture of his leg and came back from it. Just amazing.
What a tough. Smith with it in the lane. Stolen away by Page. Jackson finishes it. He's missed all 4 foul shots. And again, he is a good free throw shooter. Jackson with a catch. Fires it up. That's sweet. That 3
all game long.
denying this. North Carolina has other gears to go to when they have to.
Yes.
And there's another one dropped in by Justin.
Smith for three. A brick. Minutes in, Carolina with a three-point advantage. Justin Jackson has really improved his shot.
I'll tell you what, Roy, that was pretty.
Hicks to work, and the turnaround against White, in and out. Jackson, the putback.
You were, weren't you?
Actually ran for president, and there was a runoff between the other two candidates.
You pulled votes away from somebody. That's all you did. Now, we're seeing zone out of UNCG.
9 to shoot. Benson thought about it. 4 on the shot clock. Jackson's got to hurry. Slices baseline with a bounce. UNCG missed its first 8 threes. Now has 4 made in this first half. They'll reset the offense after the rebound. Jackson.
Before the foul, but you know, I think it's more of an NBA thing. So college coaches, hey, I'm not going to rush and take a quick one and take 2 bad shots instead of 1 good shot.
Backdoor cut and the finish by Jackson. Lamont in and out. Johnson, another rebound. Inside Jackson.
At end of the floor.
Troy, little shake and bake. Nate Bridge had a quiet evening off the bench. Jackson, the wraparound. Justin Jackson, 14.
There for him. They've done a terrific job on him. Kenny, a different story, though. The left hand not there, though. He had a good night. Good on the attack back for Jackson. They run that break so well. 3:34 left here at Chapel Hill on the drive and left it short. Britt with a miss. Johnson gets it back. Finds the open man for the stuff. It's Justin Jackson. Last 3 minutes, so it may not happen. But already one man with a double-double, and Bryce Johnson's close with 22 points and 9 rebounds. Down the lane, and that one blocked away, but a nice follow on the play. Up and in.
In the middle of that, look at the footwork on this kid in. Hands as well. Rebound, numbers, quick out with Page. Nice run. Oh, beautiful. That's amazing what they can do. Coming back. From the corner, Barry. Nope. Ooh. No foul call. I like that. From the corner, Jackson. That hurts. They got a few. Cheryl Miller, of course. Yep. UCLA features USC, if I'm not mistaken. Here's Marcus Page, Britt. How about this? Whoa! Will it close out in the afternoon? Yes. Bolden. Boy, that's a tough shot. And it goes in and out. That's a horse shot. Yes, it is. You're right. That's floater, yes. That's unbelievable.
Rebound Johnson. Rejected. Comes to Barry. This is Justin Jackson for 3. And last year, James, nobody put a body on Justin Jackson. He's first in any of those categories. That's something.
That's true.
Ahead it goes to Jackson, counted in the foul.
17. I love how Carolina's been intentional about getting number 11 the basketball.
And he's made 11 of them for a career-high 25 points. Throw with a miss. Rebound pulled down by Joel James. His 6th.
Pass.
Nice interior pass.
I thought Malik Morgan would be that second guy, and they needed him early on in the game to help complement Louis Dabney knocking down some shots. And, you know, it's never too late, but that's if they want to have a great season, he's
12th straight time in this rivalry. Dabney no good. Rebound is pulled down by Luke May. May's been very impressive off the bench with 5 rebounds.
Yes, he has.
And here's the runner by Jackson.
With
With the exception of one game, they've won 5. They've won 5 of the last 6 and have played extraordinarily well against the Tar Heels.
Justin Jackson guarded by DeMarcus Holland. Holland, a terrific defender, but giving up a lot of size in that matchup. Now Page with a drive, finds Jackson. Elevates for a 3 and buries it.
Well, you can see Marcus Page keeping his dribble.
Take the 3. And a little bit strong on the rebound down to Johnson. That is the specialty of Felix. 49% on the season from beyond the arc. Quick burst of speed in the lay-in for Justin Jackson.
It is amazing.
Tipped away by Barry. Page ahead. Jackson ties the game.
Good hands by the... Javon Felix is so strong. He's like a fire hydrant with a head out there. And he's such a good shooter. And he's under control all the time.
He's got 8, couple of threes, and that runner right there. Jackson with the answer with the other end.
I'm not sure in college basketball he could score against anybody. West Virginia can press another bucket.
And they get down the court in a hurry. And Jackson the beneficiary.
Let's keep an eye. They're going to double the post each time it touches. The Tar Heels are going to get open shots kicking out the shooters.
Barham with a quick shot for Davidson off the mark. This is Jackson taking it strong. A floater. Got it.
Justin Jackson.
Jason, that'll get you fired.
Well, it will, but the Davidson administration made an excellent decision giving this guy an opportunity to get his program moved in the right direction.
Take here and a nice layup right on cue. Jordan Barham.
Well, he has a mismatch. He found Kennedy Meeks on him, and Barham's a lefty that likes to go left. But again, we talked about it in the first half. That's after a...
They're now 4 of 20. Strong take to the goal and a pretty move by Justin Jackson. He's got 9. At the Dean Dome, Mike Morgan with former Tar Heel Jason Capel. And a beautiful take to the basket by Justin Jackson, his 11th point. Baseline drive, Ekru. Here comes Justin Jackson. Inside, Jackson lays it in.
Kennedy Meeks had a guy.
See if we can get you any more updates on that, but obviously his night is done. Justin Jackson's night continues. 15 points for this.
Johnson. Another offensive rebound. Jackson with a putback.
And got an awful lot of matchup advantages with who was guarding him and who he was able to guard. Now back to the 1-3-1. The corners are open.
Jackson in the corner. Got it. Carolina by 7. Jackson to the baseline. Off the side of the backboard. Tries to save, and he does. And Jackson back in the play to lay it in.
Go.
Able to finish.
You can't let Edwards go right. Edwards goes right. He's athletic enough to lift off. North Carolina missed on the scouting report there.
Jackson for 3. Yes.
And you're going to have.
Edwards tried to scoop one under Meeks, and he sent it back. The nice outlet as well. In transition. Justin, or I guess Michigan or Ohio State, if things really broke right for the winner of that game, would have a chance as Jackson cruises in for 2. The debates. Here's Britt, a floater. Jackson able to eventually.
There's no fluidity.
Wade leans in. This is from point blank range. Bryce Johnson, the only player for either team with 3 fouls, starts the second half in the game for UNC.
When you watch this end of the floor, watch off the ball. Watch when the ball goes below the foul line. How many guys are ball side for Kansas State? Everybody's over. Everybody's in the lane right now. You got 5 guys and they lost Jackson. They took away the left shoulder. He came back to the right shoulder and has no chance of making.
Pinson skips one. Jackson fires a 3 and connects. Corby Irvin to the goal. Rejected by Pinson and taken away. Justin Jackson swoops in, and he's got a chance for a 3-point play.
You got to stay with Barry. You got to be very careful with Barry right here. We saw him last night. When he hit one, he hit another one.
Jackson, the floater is perfect. The game if necessary. They don't plan on playing him at all. They've had that matchup coming up against Maryland circled on the calendar for his return. There's a good start though.
have to play well for their teams to play well, and both have.
Meeks, nice find underneath the Jackson. Short court. Floats it back up top to Pinson for three. In and out. But the follow is there.
There because they were able to guard McIntosh individually. That's toughness in basketball. If you're tough, you don't need help on McIntosh. You don't. And last two possessions, they did.
Jackson got loose on the baseline. Red hot to start the second half. All 10 Northwestern points to make it a 2-point game.
That's what we said at half, Bobby. They're confident. You can see they're confident. If you let them get open looks, if you leave them, you got a real problem.
Meeks picked up his dribble. The double team comes. Finds Jackson.
Jackson is so smart. I would stay away from because they are a liar. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. It is coming sooner than later. It's been a long process. I will never for the life of me understand how a coach is responsible for the accreditation of classes. Whatever you think of me as an announcer or as a coach, there isn't a coach in America ever. That nice move again by Jackson.
5 on their current roster, but the top players in the country see this as something that's looming and has not closed yet. And you're right. I mean, they're being told by other programs.
Sure. Actually, I thought a lot overrated.
It turned out to be right.
I'm arguing with myself on how overrated he was.
Pinson. Nice find to Jackson.
Second field goal. Unfortunately, he just got fired, but looked like Kevin McHale on that play, and that was a great up and under move.
11-2 run by the Terriers. Jackson, basket and a foul. They've lost to number 2 twice in their basketball history. James, the rebound of the miss by Allen. Britt.
And knocked away by Brooks, but right to Barry. Jackson, soft runner, good.
Carolina in their home whites. And Fairfield in road gray. We're underway. Meeks a beautiful pass right off the get-go to Jackson. Run by King in midair to tip it in.
This is the tempo that North Carolina has to play with.
Another steal from Meeks.
Handle it, big fella.
Jackson. And jump shot doesn't go. Gilbert has made the last 9 points for Fairfield as they have really slowed down in their offensive
to flex their muscle on the interior.
Johnson stripped that away and
nice find.
Pinson the feed to Jackson and now
game a season ago. First shot of the night for Bryce Johnson is no good. The putback is good. Just
and kicking.
9-point ball game. Nate Britt penetrating. Justin Jackson doing the same, and he gets the friendly roll off the front of